Hello everyone, it's Carol with Scrap-a-Dab-a-Doo Crafts. It is Tuesday the 12th of July and we are going to be making a pantry organizer. Not quite sure how it's going to turn out. I vision it in my mind, but let's see if we can make it happen. So I have put a list of things that we are using in the chat, and you can also find the list of things that we are using at scrapadabadoo.com under Designers We Follow, Carol's Corner, and it will be called the Pantry Organizer. So let's get started. Yeah, June Marie, they do get along. I just showed everyone our little grand pup that is staying with us. And she's in here helping me create today. So what we're going to start out with is with a tin sheet, and we're going to add some chalkboard paper to it, and I'm going to put some hinges on it so that I can have it open, and we will put some places in here where you can store your coupons, because I never remember my coupons. And then on this you'll be able to write your list of things when you take the last one out of your pantry. So we are using papers that were in the summer recipe kit album, and we've got a set of hinges and a clasp in the store, and we'll be using those hinges with it, and some flowers, and the canning jar, die cut that's in the store, and a few other things. We'll see what we need as we go. So the first thing I did was I set my hinges on, well, I set my tin on the board, and then I placed my hinges equally on the tin piece to where the side of it lines up on the edge. And let me grab my ruler. They are about 3 inches up to the big hole, or the first hole on the bottom, and 3 inches down to the first hole on the thing. And so I tested this just to make sure it would work. And your crocodile, either the Big Bite, yes, because you don't use all of the papers from it, but the Big Bite does. So I have marked my holes on there with a Sharpie so that the holes are marked, so I can just put it into here and line it up, and it does punch through. So see, those are the 2 holes for your hinges. Oh no, Carrie. I had to, it wouldn't let me broadcast, so I had to shut my computer down and bring it back up, but good enough. Good thing I had it up in time to where I could test it. Okay, so once I do that, I am going to put my chalk paper on. And I think the best way to add that to the tin sheets is by using score tape along the edges. Can you all see good enough? So when we were in on Gwen's show today, the ladies were talking about swapping and how much they loved it, and ATCs. And so I asked them if they'd like to have a ATC swap group started so that they could swap individually with one another on their own time frame. And so they did. So we started an ATC swap group. And most of it will be done individually for the swaps, but sometimes we might pop in and say, hey, let's do group swaps. You know, doing themes and things like that. So, Carol, will you put the link to the group in chat? And because this is a tin sheet, you're going to be able to add magnets to it, so you can put magnet things on there and that kind of stuff. Well, and some people haven't joined some of our swaps because they live in Canada or Australia or things like that, and to mail out swaps for all that many people is a little bit of a hardship for postage. And so they can still join in on the swaps and do it one-on-one so that their postage isn't so high. Shipping can be expensive to some of the other countries, especially if you're the only one in the group that's in, you know, like say Australia or Canada, and you're mailing all of yours internationally. That can get pretty pricey. But this way maybe you can find people that are where you're at and then just swap. Yeah, sometimes, and that's why we're asking that, you know, if you say you're going to swap with somebody, that you swap with somebody, that you keep in contact with them on a one-on-one basis. Okay, so we're going to add this is chalkboard paper, and this is from the Die Cuts with a View chalk stack. And we still have some of those available in the store. I love this paper. I love using the chalkboard paper, and it really does work as far as being able to write on it and then wipe it off. So if you just line it up, that's what I thought, Heather, because I know a lot of times you don't join in because it does get so expensive. But this way you can still swap on a one-on-one basis. And we had the pocket letter groups, but that seemed to have died out a bit as far as that group to do. So when you tear this off, there's a little rough edge on this. So I'm just going to take some sandpaper and I'm going to sand it down. And you can sand all the edges to make them all look the same. Kind of give them that white edge if you want. I think I'll do that. And then make sure they're all even. Oop! Don't sand all across it. You might need a new router, Carrie. Okay, so we're all sanded. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to punch my holes again so that it goes through the paper. And then we'll add our hinges. So you can just line this up and make sure that it just goes through the hole that you previously punched. And you can kind of get a feel for it. And it should just punch the paper. I had such a fun visit on Friday night with Ashley. She had come over to go to her sister's, and her sister and her son had plans for Friday night, so Ashley came up and she and I went to Applebee's for dinner. Yeah, wake him up, wake him up. Okay, so I'm going to just line my hinges out on this one, and then we'll mark our paper or the chipboard for the other side. And this set of hinges comes with a clasp and the brads and everything to put this together. You may not need the clasp, but you'll need the brads. We had so much fun. I wish we could have had, you know, a whole weekend together. But I know she had plans with her sister, and they went down to Pike Place Market on Sunday. So it's not going to matter that these show through on the back of this one, but we're going to put them on the chipboard first. And you know what else I'm going to do before I do this? I'm going to get my glossy accents. And I'm going to add some glossy accents to the back of the hinges before I put them on the paper. That way they'll stick for sure. And I don't know why it is, but glossy accents always has to be poked to open up the bottle. Yay, Carrie! So, and with these clasps, there is a wrong side and a right side. You want to have it close so they don't close all the way this way. They close all the way this way. And you want to make sure that that is on top. So you want to make sure they're closed, and that's the side that you want to put on this. And it's got a little decorative piece on the front to where you know that that needs to be on the top. So add a little bit of the glossy accents. That way it sticks to the paper for sure. And then we're going to put our brad on. And it might slip around, but that's okay because you'll cover the glossy accents. Now, maybe I need to lift it up first. I do. Okay. stick 2 of them through. And then just open up your brads. And I will probably put something on the back side of this to hold these brads in place. Just want to make sure that that's straight. Okay, the brads kind of move around, so I will definitely be adding something to the back to keep the brads from moving. But they should dry in place with the glossy accents. Carrie, you sound like me. If something breaks in my house, all I have to do is tell Dan, and he will say, okay, let me get the tools that we need to fix it. So he'll go out and get whatever tool and come in, and he'll say, well, it's not broken. It seems to fix itself when he goes to grab his tools. So this is going to want to slide. So hold on to it. And then I'm going to just go back and wipe off the glossy accents here, because it did slip on this one. But it wiped right off. Okay, so once we get that down, I'm going to take, and I did the 2X heavy chipboard. I'm going to set this aside to let it dry for a minute because I want to cover this part first. And I am going to use this piece of paper out of the kit to cover the chipboard. And I'm going to use it on both sides. So my chipboard is cut in half at 6 inches. So we're going to cut the paper at 6 inches. And as you all know, I use the Pioneer glue stick to glue paper to chipboard. It's the only thing I use. I love how it sticks. So I'm just going to put a couple of pieces of paper underneath my chipboard to keep the glue off of my table. Oh, Carrie Ann, ATCs are so fun. If you've made a card, any kind of greeting card or anything like that, you can make an ATC. A tag or anything like that. If you've been creative, you can make an ATC. So the one thing about using the glue stick on your project is that you need to make sure that you get glue all on the edges. That's the most important part. And then your edges won't come up. Then we're just going to stick our paper down. And make sure it sticks. Just need a baby wipe here. And I just wipe it off the edge. Okay. Hi, Donna. Glad you could join us today. How are those babies? Okay. So now I want to bring my board back up. And then I'm going to line it up the same way I did the other one. I'm going to, can you guys all see? Let me zoom out a little. So you get the, okay. So I line this up so it's even across my mat where the line is. Line them both up like that. And I'm just going to move this one, well, I'm going to make sure that the hinges are on the top. And I'm just going to move this one in so that it touches the other side of the hinge here. Let me zoom back in so that you can see where I'm putting it. So there's a gap, but it's just the width of the center of the hinge, and that's going to make it to where it can close. So you want to make sure that both of these are the same gap. And that they're not, and that you can push your hinge down in there. Then bring it back up and mark your dots for where you're going to poke your holes. That doesn't look so even. That looks better. Okay. I'm just going to mark my holes. Calgary Stampede. Okay, so now I'm going to get my chomper again. And then we're just going to punch these holes. Hi, graphics. Okay. So, and I want to put my brads I want to attach this to that side so that I can cover the back of my brads with my paper on the other side. Set that aside. And I'm going to make sure that these work before I put my glue on the back of the hinges. Make sure where I want them lined up at. So just open them up. I need lessons on mixed media. I know the perfect person to watch for that is Sandra. But unfortunately, she's on Wednesdays when I'm at Mom's, and on Sundays, where that's my only real day with the hubby. So okay, so let's see if that hinge closed. It does. And it lines up perfectly. And I think I'll try and get some glossy accents in there before I put my paper down. So I'll just lift the hinges out just a little bit. So I just lifted them up. I didn't take the brads completely out. Let's see if my glossy accents will squeeze out. I might have to open it up again. Suppose I could use some, oh no, I got some in there. So I want to make sure that it's squeezed down tight. I don't want it oozing out, so I'm going to just use a Q-tip to keep it from oozing too much. Hold it down into place, and while I'm doing that I can just push on these brads, and that'll push them down flat again. And I just want to make sure that my chipboard is up flush to that one. So on this side I'm going to do the same thing, just kind of lift my brads up a little bit, not so that they come out completely. And then just put a little squeeze of glossy accents down in there. Okay. And then push your hinge and brads down. These need to be opened up a little bit more. I pulled them out too far. And then make sure that that's snug up against your hinge. Okay. So I think we're all attached here. Let me go ahead and zoom out a little bit more. Okay. So that's going to work pretty good. So now I'm going to add this piece of paper to the top of it. And on this one, I'll go ahead and just put the glue on the paper instead of on the chipboard. Hi, Bunny. I am making a pantry organizer. Now I just have to get the pantry made. So once again, the key to the glue stick is making sure that you get your edges glued really good. Because if your edges are glued well, then it will never come loose. I've actually used the glue stick on metal, and it works really good too. So we're going to go ahead and get this put on there. And I like the glue stick too, because once you stick it on there, you still have a little bit of time to move it around and get it where you really want it. Hi, Iffy. And then just get it to go down, and that will cover the backs of your brads. Okay. So, here is the basic part of it. So, this side is going to be used to write on it. And I love these chalk markers. So they show up once they dry. Help it along a little bit here. They dry really bright. And so that side's going to be my grocery list. Hang on, I need to get some baby wipes. The ones in my container have dried out. Hang on, I'm just going to fill this up while I'm at it. Yeah, I'm down to about my last 3 in there anyway, so I think once I add these to it, they will be good. They'll re-moisten. Okay, I'm back in business. Okay, so the chalk markers. They're really nice because if you want to change what you do, you can just wash it off, let it dry, and write over the top of it again. And it really works well on this chalk paper. Okay, so I want to decorate this a little bit, so I thought a canning jar would be really cute on this. So this is the canning jar that I have in the store, and it comes with the metallic top for it. So I am going to cover it with paper. And in the kit, there's a cake one, but on the back it's some yummy brown dots. So that's what I want to cover my canning jar in. We're going to go ahead and decorate it for the front. And I am just going to turn this over. And I'm going to get a pencil. Or maybe a pen if I can't find a pencil. Okay, so it looks like I'll be using a pen. Oh, wait, there's my pencil. And I'm going to just trace around the outside of this. Oop, did it move? It did. Okay, now we're back on track. And then we're going to cut that out. And these are the Fiskars Precision scissors, my absolute favorite ones. And I like them because when I cut with scissors that have the handles in them, I always end up with lines across my fingers, and then I can't control these as well. So I just use these. So I'm going to cut along the outside because when I glue it on, then I'm going to go back and I'm going to sand it down to fit the chipboard. So you don't have to be perfect when you cut it out, just along the edges. And when you trace on the outside of something, it's going to be a little bit bigger anyway. So that'll give you some fudge room. June Marie and Carol, you guys got these scissors. What do you think of them? Okay. So I'm just going to, once again, get a piece of scratch paper. They're pretty easy to handle, aren't they? And all of these products that I'm using, you can find them at www.scrapadabadoo.com. And if you're new to our store, we welcome you. Bunny, how are you doing? So then I'm just going to take my sanding block and I'm just going to sand around the edges to get the excess paper off. You know, Bunny, my heart goes out to you. It's never fun to lose one of your babies. I'll take a break here, and before the show I shared our little fur baby that we are sitting for my son and his wife. Well, actually for my granddaughter while they're in Hawaii. And you know what the fun part is? Is that my kids went to the same island that Barry is on. And so I made arrangements with her for the kids to be able to come and have their pictures taken with the birds. And for them to be able to meet Barry. I'm so excited. This takes a little while to sand to get all the paper off. She is excited. She always tells me to tell you all hi because she misses you. I talk to her probably, every other week or so. We talk for an hour or two when she has a day off and visit and get caught up and see what she's up to. She's really enjoying what she's doing. And she always tells me to tell you all hello and that she misses you. This is a die cut. This is an AccuCut die. It's one of the big ones on my AccuCut machine. And so I've cut them out and listed them in the store. So I don't actually sell the die because it's not one that you can use in your Sizzix or the smaller machines. Okay, so I think it's like $1 something in the store. It's not very expensive. Okay, so now I think I'm going to ink the edges on this. Yeah, you can see all my gray spots. $1.03. It's a bargain. Okay, so now we're going to add the metallic top. And I'm just going to add this with my what is it? My quick dry. That's what it is. Okay. All right, so now let's decorate it with some flowers. And I am using the flowers from the Prima box set. And from the Garden Fable, these little flowers. You can use any flowers that you have available. Any will work. So you can decorate it however you want. But these are the ones that I'm using. And of course, you know, I use the bulk leaves and all that kind of stuff. Gotta have flowers on it. So I'm just going to kind of set them on here to see how I want them. And, you know, I have some of the, let me see, the stickers. Where are they? From the collection. So I think I'll get my flowers on, and then I think I'll decide if I can put one of those on there. So, but for now I think I'm gonna get my flowers on here, and then we'll figure out what we can put in the center. Thank you. I'll be adding to it. I'm going to add the leaves. I didn't put this in the category, but these are the bulk leaves that we have in the store. And if you've noticed, I use them on just about everything that I do. I'll stick a few in there. I think I'm going to add flowers on top. I think that one's too much. Don't you? Might need a smaller one in there. Or maybe just to scrunch them up a little bit more. There, I like that better. I like them scrunched up a little bit more. Those, I mean, you get hundreds of leaves in that pack. I mean, and they're different colors and different sizes, and they're just fabulous. And then I think I'll add a couple more flowers on top. Okay. What do you think? Should I glue them down? Okay. So for this, I think I will heat up my glue gun just to make it quicker. There are 300 plus in there for sure. Okay, gotta give it a minute and let my glue gun heat up. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go grab my cell phone so I can take a picture of this so that when I pull them up I know how to put it back down. Hang on one second. Hey guys, do you want to say hi to people again? Huh? You want to be on TV again? Huh? You want to be famous? You want to be famous? Okay, so while we're letting this, I will show you Garcia again. Here's our little grand pup. Let me see if I can. She's upside down. Let me turn her over so you can see her because she's just so sweet. She doesn't want to turn over. Oh, I'm sorry, baby. So, anyway, this is Miss Garcia. She's our little grand pup that we are watching. She's just a tiny little thing. And she enjoys coming to our house. They're pretty light, Carrie. They don't cost very much to mail, and I can flatten them out to where I can mail them as a flat package. So, anyway, this is Garcia. Hope she makes you smile. Can you say hi? Oh, I can't get her in the camera the right way. Anyway, this is her. She is sweet. Okay, let me get a picture of this so I know where I'm putting them all back to. Okay, that works. Oh, you know what? You could so totally do that. You could, and I'll give you an idea when I pull this back out and we start assembling it. You could actually take and attach your chicken wire here on the front of it. And then you could use little, what do you call them? Little clothespins. I changed it. How's that? And then you could attach recipes or, you know, put your coupons up there on that. That would be cute. I love the chicken wire. Okay, let's see. I have to be frugal with my glue sticks because my husband decided that he needed some for work, and so I noticed he came and cleaned me out. Okay, so I'm going to start with the flowers, and then I'll tuck my leaves in under. So I'll put this one here. I'm going to put my next one here. You know, Carol, she actually had an order here that she had placed, and so she picked them up, that order up, to take home with her. Okay, so there we go for those. And start adding our leaves. One there. This is close to what it is on the picture, but not exactly, but it'll be okay. And there. Put one here. And one here. And I'm going to place one here. And then a couple of them over here. Then I'll use Gwen's Secret to get rid of the spidey webs. Okay, so I think I'll use my quick dry to put those flowers on in the center. And then I think I'm just going to tuck a little one all by itself down in this little spot here. Hey, Kristen. How are ya? Okay, so there's our flowers. So hang on, let me unplug my... Okay. So now let's see. So which one do we want? I like the My Fondest Memories of Home Are So Sweet. I also like Baked with Love. Or even the Home Sweet Home one here is cute. Except I don't think I'd be able to pop that one up, and I want to pop it up on chipboard. Or maybe I'm going to use this one. Home is the nicest word there is. The one by Laura Ingalls Wilder. I think that would be really cute in there, don't you? What do you guys think? Okay, that's what it is. Let me grab a piece of chipboard. I did too. So I'm just gonna cut around the chipboard. And then I'm just going to add that on there. I like it. I like it a lot. So did you guys see the Crazy Dogs from Tim Holtz, the stamps? We have, and then they have the mini Crazy Dogs and Cats together on a stamp set. And then in September, I think I'm going to round these corners. In September, the matching dies will be out. Yeah, I didn't really notice what kind of dogs were on there. I was kind of hoping he just used mutts. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and glue this on. And then I can pick up these papers now. We'll just put that right on the front. I think I'm going to move it down because I think I'm going to try and find some kind of a handle to put on here. Except I already put the paper on the back, so I might have to just disguise it on the inside with something. But I think I need, well, I don't know. I don't know if I need a handle to open it up. So let's get this glued down. I know, June Marie. You'd have think that he'd have come out with dog ones first, but cats were awfully cute too. I like the birds. Okay. So there's that part of it. I think we need some twirly-doos. So I think we're gonna make some tendrils. What kind of dog are you getting, Carrie? Oops. I don't think I ever want another puppy. Are we still here? Australian cattle dog. Is that like an Australian shepherd, Carrie? My son and his wife have the Australian shepherd. I think we have one of these left in the store, Carol. I brought them in and they went really fast. But I can always order more in if we need it. And then sometimes you have to try and loosen it up to get it off of here. Okay. There we go. And I think I'm going to cut this in 3s. They are herders, and they love to herd their people. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put 2 of them up here. I think this one's too big. When you stretch it out, it's going to... I have to cut this one down. Okay. Put those 2 up there. I'm going to zoom in so you can see where I'm putting them. Oh, wrong way. So I'm going to put those 2 there. And then I put 1 here. Looks good. And I should have left my glue gun. Because they don't typically want to stick very well. And we're going to open this up. So they might fall off. They might not. If they do, I'll go back and heat up my glue gun again and put them back on there so that they'll stay. Jean Marie, there isn't a whole lot of difference between the 2. Hang on a second. They're the same thing. They work the same way. They are persistent. So, Jim Marie, did you hear me about the difference? There's hardly any difference in it. They do the same thing. They're meant to twirl and spin and do all that stuff. So they are the same thing. Okay, so there we go with this. Did you just hear me, June Marie? Okay, so there's the cover of it. I've used both, and they both do the same thing. Might need to add something up here after a while, but I'm not quite sure what. So, anyway, so on the inside, I want to be able to do my shopping list. So, I think I'm going to just make a chalk. This one might work better. Chalk mark down the center, so I know which half is my grocery list. And these brighten up when they dry. The chalk markers do. But they don't dry permanent, and you can erase them with just a wet rag. So now I want to make a spot where I can keep my coupons. And I've gotten these 5x7 pockets. Because I don't know about you guys, but I end up with a lot of coupons. And I think I'm going to glue these together, and then I'll decorate the front of this one a little bit. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put magnets on the back of them so that they're not permanently attached to this, so I can take them off and add them and subtract them. So I'll add magnets to the back of these. But let's make them stand out a little bit more. And I think what I'll do is take the other half of that paper that I cut. What if we put some cakes on them? I like the cakes. I'm just going to put one, I'm going to decorate the front part of this one. Just kind of put a little square in the center of it. But let's get them all inked up so that you can see where they open. This was really a fun paper to do for our recipe swap this time. It really turned out cute. Okay, so I want to space them so that I have room to put them on there and make them equal. So I'm just gonna mark a couple of these so I know where to set them back down once I get my glue on the back of them. And I think with this I'm going to do some score tape to glue them together. I don't want to put it at the very bottom because that hangs over and touches the board. So we're doing pretty good at time. This is going to get all finished up today. And then I do have the new Attic Secrets coming in, and I think it's supposed to be in Thursday of this week. And so once I get it in, I'll figure out. I do want to use that and do a mini album with it, but I didn't want to get started on another mini album right after finishing that last one that we did. It just seemed like it went on forever. Oh, perfect. And I didn't want to get into something that was long and drawn out again. I wanted something quick and easy. And we had all this good stuff in the store to use, and I want to be able to be organized when we get my pantry done. And this way I know what's in there. I know what I need to buy when I go to the grocery store. I can make special notes on it, and then I can keep my coupons there instead of in a basket on the counter, or the 6 baskets where they're all over or shoved inside my purse or all that good stuff. So it'll be fairly organized. And I will put magnets on the inside of the cupboard. And because the back of this is the tin, it'll stick right to those magnets, and I won't need to worry about making them permanent. Okay, so I have my marks, and I'm gonna just line this last one up here. Okay. And so I will glue just 4 magnets, because these are strong puppies. These would make great Christmas gifts. I'm thinking about making one for my mom, because she has trouble going through her pantry every week. I end up the one sticking my head back in it and rooting through, because she'll say, do I have another one of these, or do I have another one of those? And so let's get the paper on the front first. Oh. So let's see. I want to cut it to fit my pocket, so they're supposed to be 5 by 7, but they're 5 1/4. And then I think I want it to be about 4 1/2. So I'm going to cut this paper to be 5 1/4 by 4 1/2. Make sure you measure your pockets to make sure you get them right. So 5 1/4 by 4 1/2. Might have to dress it up a little bit more. Carolyn? Okay, so we're just going to put this halfway in. I'm going to take a look at the stickers again because we might need to have something fun on the inside. Okay, so maybe I'm going to use this one in the center of it. It says, so much gratitude for these things in my life. And so I think I'm just going to go ahead and put it on the center. I'm going to pop it up on, because I'm really grateful to have a pantry that's full of food. And we have to count that as one of our blessings. So I think for the inside, this is what I'm going to use. Oh no! Bad Ustream. I'm going to cut it out square, and then I'll use my chompers to go back and round the corners off. And hope that works. Well, it'll round the corners. Anyway. That a little off there. Okay. So we're going to round the corners. And I'm going to do it with a smaller rounder. And then I think to make it stand out, I am going to put it just over those cakes. So about 1 3/4. I don't know why it is that Ustream picks on some people, but it just seems like they do. I know I used to have a terrible time until I downloaded the Chrome, and it seemed like that fixed it for me. Okay, that's going to be cute. And then we'll add that to it. That'll make it stand out. Not enough coffee, Carol, Renee. I guess that's it. They don't want to share you guys with me. Oh no! Guess what I did? I put my tape on the wrong side. So let's cut another piece. Why didn't somebody tell me? You guys aren't watching. I can't take naps. It just totally, absolutely ruins my day. But then, you know, Carol, you don't sleep much at night, so I can see why you take naps, but... June Marie? Yeah, it is. You called it. You saw it. You are watching. Yay! The only problem is that chat is behind what I'm doing. There's a delay, so I didn't see it. So now I'm putting it on the right side. Yeah, we do, June Marine. So I'm just going to put them over top of that row of cakes. And then we're going to add this on top of it. You should have texted me, June Marie. Okay. So now I'm going to add the magnets. Where did they go? Here they are. And I'm going to use glossy accents. Oh, and it actually didn't clog up again. So I'm just going to put them down just a little bit. Can you see where I'm putting them? It's too hot here to do soup right now. And then I'm going to put them in the second one. Okay, so we'll have to let those dry a minute before we actually, well, I can probably add them and then just let them dry while they're on there. Let me get some of this stuff cleaned up a little bit. And then I think what we have is a finished product. And we're even early. Is shopping 2 peas or 1? Looks like 2. Okay. There we go. Then as I go, I might figure out what I need to add over here or that kind of stuff, or add something up here. But for now, I think this is a good Oh, you know what I do have to add? You guys know I do. I think I'll put it down in the corner though. Got it. So, there you have it. It's our quick little fun, easy project. So, Gwen will be on again next Tuesday, and then we'll get back on schedule. I will follow her the following Tuesday, and we will start working on an album for the new papers that we get in from Blue Fern Studio. They're the Seaside, or I forget what the name of it is. Oh, that's a good idea, Heather. Or I can just make a little round. Wonder if I can just make a little round cylinder up at the top there to slide it into. Let's try that. Hang on. Give me a minute. See if I can work this out. See if I can put this around something that the pin will actually fit in and roll it. Cut it a little shorter than that. Where's my ruler? So the pin is about 5.5 inches long, so I'll make the cylinder about 5. And what can I use to roll it around? How about my Tim Holtz hammer? Might not be totally round, but I could probably get it to round out. Well, I don't know if I want to roll it around the pin because I don't want it that tight, but then I guess I could loosen it back up. Good idea. Okay, makes it round, so I'll just need to glue it down. Probably should use hot melt glue for that. That's a good idea, Heather. You're so smart. Okay, we're going to add that, but I'm going to have to... I'll take pictures and show it to you. So that works out good, but that's what we're going to add. The pin holder. Might have to cut it down, but I'll let you know what I did. So thank you all for joining me. Thank you for my moderators, to Carol, Renee, and for Heather. I appreciate you guys all joining me, and I will see you in 2 weeks. Yeah, you know what, June Marie, good idea. Because when you whip it open, Seaside Cottage, thank you, Heather, that's what it is. And it should be in on Thursday. So I will post, maybe I could add it along the side here even. How would that look? Right next to the jar. So we'll figure it out and I'll get it added. Thank you guys, and you have a good day, and we will see you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.